What's going on, guys? How's it going? Welcome to episode 4 of Mike's Mind Right, episode 3. I'm not too sure. I'm testing a new camera right now, so I can't actually see my recording. So I'm going to go ahead and have a so I got my timer right there. So 28 minutes. I'm trying to keep this this episode, under 28 minutes. One thing I did want to mention is I'm in the process right now of purchasing a brand new camcorder. The reason why I want to get a camcorder is pretty simple. So for the main reason, since this is a video, video cameras and photo cameras are separate. So everything I use is actually a photo. It's a camera for photos, it's not a camcorder. And by the regulations of the government, in order to, I guess, maximize their ability to make money, they have two different categories: camcorders and cameras for photos. And if the photo camera goes over 30 minutes, that's against the law, so they don't go over 30 minutes. So I would have to do 2 separate 30-minute clips, which is fine, but it's not as professional as I want it. So I'm in the process right now of purchasing a camcorder. So if you guys have any suggestions, put them in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for the last episode of The Shred, episode 3. Hopefully you guys are enjoying that. I enjoy making it. I have the windows open, so you guys are going to hear cars going by and stuff. Yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy the episodes I'm doing. 1 second. My sister just came home and I don't want her to come in as I'm doing a podcast, so. Okay, cool, gotcha. So my sister just came home, so I don't want to have her come in as I'm doing the podcast. So with this camera, I can't see my reflection, so I'm just looking into the lens, and I have a mirror right here. So I guess there's a few things I want to talk about. I had a gentleman comment on one of my pictures saying basically keep up what you're doing. I can look at it real quick, and I'm not ignoring you guys. I have my phone here because I got a lot of notes here on my phone, and the topics I want to cover are going to be from my phone. Forget what he said. This is on the photo that I posted of like the transformation one. Gentleman said, "This is awesome, bro. Don't usually read captions that long, but glad I did. Keep working, embracing the person you are." So that's something, I guess it's kind of, I wrote down a few notes here. Yes, so someone was talking about like mental health. I sent a DM to somebody. I said, "Hey man, I love what you do. You got a YouTube channel. You want to check out mine?" So I sent him a link to my channel, actually to my latest video, which was episode 2 of The Shred. And he started watching some of my videos, and he saw a few where I was kind of like open about like struggles I've had, like whether it be like relationships or whether it be struggles within myself or like struggles within relationships with other people, non-sexual relationships with friends, relationships with parents, and stuff like that. And I don't know, for a lot of my listeners out there, I've been going to therapy now, and I think we're going on to like month 4. I started out going 1 time a week, and then I started going twice a week. And the guy, basically just said, I love the mental health part. It's something that I think a lot of people don't talk about, and then even people who do speak about it, they won't speak about it in a truthful manner. They let their ego get into it a little bit. So you're giving like 90% of the truth, which is fine, which is good, but it's not as much as I think people need to hear. So I was at this event a couple weeks back. Everyone already knows, but I don't want to talk about the individual. But I was at this event, and it was a gathering of people, and it was a celebration for one of my good friends. And I went to it, and growing up, I've always been very introverted. I guess antisocial in many aspects. Always the person, and I'm assuming a lot of you guys can um, relate to this, especially if you guys are into fitness like I am. I think a lot of people who do take care of the body up to to the top, like 5%, so like an extreme measure of body sculpting. I think a lot of that, the reason why a lot of people can accomplish certain physiques, and you see it all the time in bodybuilding, is due to a lot of almost like running away, or insecurity, or emotional pain, mental struggles, physical issues, lack of communication or relationship with somebody that you find that you should have a relationship with, and it forms itself into your body. Because if you growing up, if you don't have control over something, an aspect of your life, if you don't have an understanding of something that you really do want to understand, if you don't have the answers to the questions that no one is listening to you about, or you just don't feel like your side is ever being heard, the ability to take your physique and morph it and to form it into something that is considered elite, not even elite, but almost different, almost like an outlier. I think that is where a lot of bodybuilders and a lot of people in fitness in general have there's an insecurity there. There's a pocket of your brain that you don't tap into, and you may not tap into it for there's many reasons, out of fear, out of fear of actually facing it one-on-one, because you may think that you are very good at facing yourself one-on-one, because look, I can be dedicated to the gym, I can be dedicated to school, I can be dedicated to this, but none of that is actually dedication. I mean, it is up to a point, but you're just facing yourself. You're facing the easy part, the stuff that you can control. But when you really dig down and deep, and you dig into your brain, and you dig into your past or your thoughts, if you ever give a moment to really think about your brain and think about different thoughts you have during the day, if you can ever slow down your impulsive thoughts and really stretch them out and break them down, that's scary. And everything else is easy. Everything else is easy. I have this. This is gonna sound really weird, but I have like this, and I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and I was talking to my therapist about it a few weeks back. I have this like, almost like it's almost like an alter ego, or like a second person within my brain, and I promise you I'm not psychotic. But I yeah. The person I am, the person I want to be, I'm that person 80% of the time. It was an event last week where, my girlfriend, I was with her, and she wanted to go hang out with a bunch of her friends, and she wanted me to tag along. And you would think, the average person would think, that's awesome. I want to meet people. I want to socialize. Socializing is a good thing. That's what I've always been told. Socializing is what you do. As a grown up, it's healthy. It's healthy. People do that, right? And it was weird because although I really, really wanted to, and I really wanted to get out there and talk to people and really hang out and meet her friends and have a good time, once she said that, I got defensive. Because I was scared. I had a lot of fear about socializing. Had a lot of fear about going out and meeting people. Meeting people has always been hard for me. I've always felt shame with who I am. I've always felt shame about myself as a person, and I've always felt shame about when I meet new people. I immediately put them on put them 30 feet away from me, because I don't want to be hurt by that person, and whoever it is. Not that they are willing to hurt me, not that they want to hurt me, but in my head, I don't want to even create a possibility where there could be pain for me later down the road. I've been crossed before, I've been hurt before by different individuals, and instead of really facing those and thinking about them and thinking how maybe I was at fault for some of it, maybe the other person was, and kind of settling it and apologizing, or not apologizing, but accepting it and really breaking it down piece by piece until you see all the pieces and you can understand each and every single part, I would just black and white, not to get hurt by somebody, is to not make a relationship with somebody. And that's what happened. And then this other person inside of me came out, this person who I've been like morphed into many times, and this person that is very antisocial, this person that has an extreme level of self-hatred, this person who has inflicted self-pain, and this person who has neglected the mental state and stayed in certain situations of life just out of pure fear that I don't know, but I locked up, and when I locked up it sucked because I knew I was wrong. I know I'm an intelligent enough person to realize I should meet people, right? I should totally talk to people. I should totally let people know how I feel, and hang out with people, and whatever, do stuff like that. I totally should, but I didn't, and I had a panic attack. And when I have panic attacks, it can be over 3 hours, and then 2 hours and 55 minutes of it can be nice, and not nice at all, but just quiet. In my head, just fear, confusing. It's always confusing, almost like the feeling I get, and I've never done this, but the feeling I tell people I get when I'm having a panic attack is just nothingness. Like if I was like naked walking through New York City, but I was blind. Like I knew it was weird. I know people are looking at me, but I don't care because I don't see other people. So it's almost like you get like in this weird tunnel, and then I snap. And that's, my snaps used to be violent. Like in this room, I got a broken bed over there. I punched that. This door, I've put a fist through a few times. A few walls I've thrown things at. And that was lack of control, and that was fear with what was going on up here, and not just fear, but fearing that I didn't have the tools to really understand what was going on, and like breaking it down individually. So that's kind of what happened. And I snapped back into it. By that point, it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and we weren't going to go. And then guilt set in, that I ruined the night. I'm blessed to have a girlfriend who takes care of me and really listens to me. But that person, that shame, is something I don't ever tell people. I don't tell people ever. I would wet the bed until I was old, and now everybody knows. There's only a few people I've ever told, but I was old, like high school. Leave it there. So in the act of doing that, I would never socialize. I would never went to sleepovers. I would go to maybe one sleepover every 2 years, and it was with my cousin. Every sleepover I did go to, I would end up being sick at 2 o'clock in the morning. My mom would come get me. Sick. I wasn't sick. But yeah, I had a lot of fear with that. I was born with an underdeveloped bladder and a stomach that was, I forget what it was. There was a syndrome for it. But I was in so much pain all the time, and I had an underdeveloped bladder, so I couldn't. I didn't know. Basically, the result of that was I was constantly wetting my bed, spoiling my sheets, and I never really realized how much of an impact it played on me until I was in therapy, and it just came out, and I started talking about it. And there was moments where I felt so much shame. I remember, my mom was always helping me, my dad was always helping me, but then every once in a while, my dad, he's a great guy, I love him to death, but every once in a while it would be like, not that he was disappointed, but that I was disappointing him. That his own son, his only son, couldn't like control that, and it bothered me. It messed me up, and So that shame and the guilt was there towards him because I was messed up. I was broken. And then towards my mom too, it also was there, but not as much. I don't know if all the guys out there listening, the relationship you have with your dad is more, not intense, more complicated, more confusing. So that was a lot of shame. I had a lot of shame in that aspect. So I always felt guilty. I always felt I was wrong for it, and I always felt bad. Just felt like it was a disappointment, just felt like it was a disappointment. And it's not, and it's one of those things where it's like, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, if you go back to it, it's not really that big of a deal. But, you'd sneak down at like 10:30 at night, and you would hear, your parents saying things like, how much longer, what do you think, anything's wrong with him, or, and then you would hear that. They didn't know that you were there. Not their fault, but then you would think, oh, damn, there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. And I don't do it now, but, there's something wrong with me. And a side effect of that is I never had sleepovers. I never even hung out with friends that long. Because I always felt so much, and this is another thing, I always felt so much younger than everybody else because of that. Because I wasn't as developed as everybody else, and we would go on like Arlington Echo, like we would go on like vacations and like cabins and stuff. And I would never, I could never have fun. I could never make friends because I knew that if they knew that I peed the bed, they wouldn't be my friend in my head. And that's not true. That's not true. I mean, it is true, but a lot of your real friends would understand. But yeah, a lot of the shame came from that. A lot of guilt came from that. My lack thereof social interaction came from that. My refusal to really make friends came from that partially, but also came from relationships that went south, for lack of better terms. And I was talking to somebody else yesterday at the gym, and basically we were just talking, and he started talking about like how he's got 2 bachelor parties to go to, and how he's like drinking, and how, big guy, very, very big guy, very intelligent man, overall a good guy. And how we just started talking, and he started talking about like his anxiety and how bad it is, and how when he drinks he gets really almost like paranoid, and I don't know. I started talking. We started talking about that, and there's the kind of guy that you see and you wouldn't think that. I think a lot of people think that about me. Like, I don't deal with anxiety disorder. I don't. Because I know somebody who does, and I can tell you I don't. But I do deal with anxiety, and I do deal with panic. And I think that the hardest thing I deal with is lack of knowing my emotions. And if I do know, not accepting them, thinking that they should be the opposite, thinking that they're not mine, they're the other part of my brain. You started talking about like alcohol and how he has so much fear because, he just gets scared. Like he's like panicking, and I totally related to him. Like I understood because the first time I ever drank, I was old. I was like 20 years old. Maybe 19, older than like people I grew up with, and the person I drank with, I was with them, and I don't think I've ever shared this story before with a lot of people, just a few people, and it's the first time I ever drank, so I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how to be drunk. I didn't know what drunk was. I didn't know how much alcohol you needed to be drunk. I just had no idea. I had zero idea. And by this time I was working at a restaurant, so I kind of saw people intoxicated, but I didn't know the mental process it took to become intoxicated. So I drank, and I drank not Mike's Hard Lemonade, Deep Eddy's Lemon vodka with lemonade, I think it was, and I drank, and I thought I was fine. And I got behind the wheel of a car, and I drove, and I should have died. My car backed out of the driveway, and I swerved, got out of the way. Don't remember what happened after that. I just remember that, and I got home, and I was so shameful of that. I was so fucking mad at myself. I was so disappointed at myself because that's not who I was, and I used to just talking about that's not who I am. It's not who I am. So now every time I drink, and I sometimes I probably drink once a month, maybe 2 times, I hate the feeling of, and the reason why I'm talking about all this is because I want you guys to feel comfortable with yourself, because yourself is amazing, yourself is enough, and you're a beautiful individual, and you're here living, which is great, so take advantage of it. And I don't want anybody to feel as if I'm complaining, because I'm not. I've found that with the platform that I'm developing, me being open about my truth is allowing other people to be open about their truth. Maybe not on camera, maybe not on video, because I know a lot of people don't like being on video, but maybe just to talk to somebody about it could help you a lot. And that's what I want to do here. And that's the point of these little podcasts, 30-minute clips. So I had this, I've never been to a bar. I've never been out to drink with somebody. I've never walked into a liquor store. I've never went to a party. I've never drinking out in public. I drink maybe once or twice a month with my girlfriend. That's it. Why? So much fear. I hate the fear of losing control. And I have like PTSD from that one moment. And I let myself go. And I'm just now starting to really accept an apology for myself, and knowing that I shouldn't be shameful of that. I should learn from that, and I should take that, and I should talk to people about it. People younger than me, people who may wet their bed, or people who may feel that they are just disappointing their father, disappointing their mother, disappointing their girlfriend, and just know that we've all been there. We've all done things like that. We've all been a person who has hurt other people. We've all been the person who's been hurt. We all struggle with our own cases of emotional health, and if you do have a panic disorder, if you do have PTSD, if you do have anxiety disorder, if you do have ADHD like I do, or if you do have OCD like I do, or if you do have split personality disorder, if you do have bipolar, which I think those are the same thing, but I'm not too sure. It's okay. Don't feel shame. And I think that's the most important thing, is just know that don't feel shame. You don't need to feel shame. It is what it is. You're born with it. And if you weren't born with it, you were predisposed to it, and your environment allowed it to creep in. And that's okay. But I think what we need to start doing, I think the point of this talk and me just ranting, and I have like a few minutes left, is I want to make a conversation in the local community. I know a lot of people that do struggle, and I see it all the time, and it makes me hurt inside. It makes me hurt inside, because I think it's a lot easier to just run from it, and I think you feel safer running from it because you don't have to challenge it. But I think challenging it is scarier. But I think once you challenge it, the world opens up in a weird and crazy way, and you feel amazing. And I think the act of learning about yourself and your triggers and your emotional mind state, I think that is one of the most satisfying feelings in the world. And then if you have somebody in your life that you can exchange those emotions to back and forth, I think that shit's powerful. And that's what I want to do, and that's the conversation I want to open. We went through a lot this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be gone the weekend you guys are watching this. I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in Virginia Tech doing the 3.3 mile walk for the 12th anniversary of the mass shooting in 2007 at Virginia Tech campus. 33 people were murdered. So I'm going to be doing that walk. So I wanted to get this podcast so you guys had something to watch over the weekend. If you guys liked it, if you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next episode, hopefully episode 4 of the show. Thank you so much for the continued support you guys show me every single day.